My name is Eliza Calder. I'm 27 years old, and the night my life cracked in half started with a dinner I never agreed to attend. My mother called it important. That was her favorite word when she wanted obedience to sound like love. Their house was overflowing when I arrived. Folding chairs scratched against the hardwood. Borrowed tables sagged under trays of food. The air smelled like rosemary, burnt sugar, and something sour underneath. Conversations thinned when I stepped inside, not silent, just careful. Heads turned. Eyes skimmed over me like I was a mistake that had walked in on its own. No one hugged me. No one said hello. I found the only empty seat at the far end of the table, half hidden by a fake ficus, and sat down. Plates passed in front of me without slowing. I smiled the way you do when you refuse to give people the satisfaction of seeing you flinch. Hands folded, back straight, invisible. They talked about new jobs and destination weddings. Babies on the way. Kitchen upgrades. My father laughed too loudly. My sister Paige leaned into her fiancé, glowing in a way I used to think was happiness. Then my mother stood. Linda always liked a stage. She walked to the wall of framed family photos, the curated museum of us. Christmas mornings, beach vacations, graduation day. She reached up and pulled down the first frame with my face in it. Glass knocked against glass. Another came down. Then another. No one moved. She didn't look at me when she dropped them into the trash can beside the table. Wood and glass hitting metal. A final sound. "She's a leech," she said calmly. "She'll drain us." My father, Warren, didn't stop her, didn't soften it, didn't say I was still his daughter. He stared at me and said, "You owe us. Every dollar we spent raising you. It's time to pay it back, like childhood was a debt, like love came with receipts." Paige stood and pointed toward the door. Not angry, not dramatic, just efficient, like she was removing clutter. I stood. I didn't cry. I didn't defend myself. I walked out without a word. Back in my apartment, I locked the door and leaned against it until my breathing steadied. My hands were shaking, but my mind wasn't. My mind was already assembling pieces. I opened my laptop, typed one line in all caps. "This is not about feelings." Then I pulled my credit reports. The files loaded slowly. When they did, my stomach dropped. Accounts I didn't recognize. Credit cards I'd never opened. A personal loan. A line of credit. All tied to my name. All routed to my parents' address. On more than one application, the contact number wasn't mine. It was my mother's. I didn't call them. I didn't scream. I made a folder, saved every file, filed an identity theft report, placed fraud alerts, froze my credit so tight nothing new could move without me. Then I opened my design software. I build digital products for a living, systems that protect users from harm. That night, I built something else, a warning. By morning, my phone was a wall of missed calls. Dad, Paige, Mom, voicemails that started soft, "Let's talk calmly," and ended sharp, "Pick up." I didn't. I screenshotted everything and saved it. Evidence, not conversation. I posted my graphic anonymously on a personal finance forum. Someone close used my identity for years. Here's what I missed. I listed the signs. Mail that never reaches you. Joint accounts you didn't ask for. Documents you're told are just routine. Passwords you're discouraged from changing. Then I posted a professional version on LinkedIn. Framed it as consumer awareness. No names, no town. Replies poured in. Strangers thanking me. Strangers confessing. My dad did this. My mom opened cards in my name. I thought it was normal. Reading them shifted something inside me. My story wasn't isolated. It was patterned. Then a direct message appeared. "This sounds exactly like what your sister has been doing." Another followed seconds later. "Eliza, is this you?" My stomach tightened. "Who is this?" I typed. "Mara," came the reply. My mother's older sister. The accountant who always looked slightly edited out of family history. We got on a call. Mara told me about a year she'd struggled. My mother had stepped in to help, consolidations, friendly guidance, signatures directed with gentle authority. Now collectors were writing her about loans she'd never taken. When she'd questioned, "Mom," she'd been told it was a clerical error. Ignore it. "Did she do it to you too?" Mara asked. I told her everything. The accounts, the addresses, the phone numbers, the pattern. Silence. Then a slow exhale. "It's not an accident," she said. "It's a system. She sent scans, loan packets, payoff statements, signatures that didn't match. The next day, Paige texted, "Coffee. It's about mom. Please." We met at a cafe near my office. Hanging plants, cold brew, bright windows pretending everything was fine. Paige looked exhausted. "I didn't know about yours," she said quickly. "I swear." Her eyes dropped. "But mom had me sign things," she admitted. "Refinances, consolidations." She said it was normal. I slid my folder toward her, highlighted addresses, dates, phone numbers. Paige read until her lips went pale. "She said it was to keep us afloat," Paige whispered. "Dad's business was struggling. By stealing mine?" I asked. My voice didn't waver. Paige forwarded every email she had, every message, with "don't worry" and just initial here. I built a timeline. Every account, every signature, every lie attached to a date. The attorney I hired studied it without blinking. "This is fraud," she said simply. She filed disputes, demanded original documents, contacted the credit union's compliance team. 2 weeks later, my mother appeared in my office lobby. Sharp blazer, perfect hair, smile stretched thin. "What are you telling people?" she asked. "The truth," I said. "On paper. You're ruining me. You ruined me first." For the first time, she didn't have a quick answer. Weeks turned into months. Auditors called. Investigators verified. Handwriting analysts compared signatures. The credit union fired her, then reported the files. My parents tried to settle quietly, offered repayment plans, emotional apologies that never included the word crime. I kept everything documented. They settled before court could peel back more layers. Repayments, loans unwound, the house sold, the photo wall dismantled for good. My credit healed slowly. I kept the freeze in place, not out of fear, out of boundaries. But the story didn't end there. The forum post I'd written kept spreading. People shared it, commented, messaged me privately. So I built something bigger, a free downloadable checklist. How to check your credit, how to freeze it, how to dispute accounts, what to document. Within 3 months, it had been downloaded thousands of times. I started getting invitations to speak, first small webinars, then larger panels about financial abuse. Quiet abuse, the kind that hides inside families. I said yes. Each time, my voice shook less. Each time, I told the truth without naming names. Paige eventually called again. Not to defend mom, not to plead, to say she'd filed her own disputes, to say she'd changed her passwords, to say she was done pretending. "We don't talk about our parents anymore. We talk about boundaries." Mara sent me a message the day her final fraudulent account was cleared. "You ended the pattern," she wrote. "Maybe that's the part that matters most. Not the settlement, not the credit score, not even the apology I never received. The pattern stopped with me." Sometimes I think about that dinner, about the frames hitting the trash, about being called a leech in a room full of people who said nothing. They thought shame would shrink me. They thought I would beg. Instead, I documented. Instead, I froze. Instead, I built systems they couldn't slip through. And now when I look in the mirror, I don't see a debt. I see a firewall.